You have to love a country whose government awards its top chefs and food producers with its highest honours. A country that protects the raising and handling of food by strict laws. A country that religiously stops for lunch every day, whose wine has inspired poets and philosophers. A country wonderfully obsessed by its cuisine. Welcome to culinary excellence, and welcome to French Food Safari. Join our French food safari to visit the huge Parisian produce market at Rungis. A recipe for the world's best bouillabaisse. Enter the secret world of the kitchen and meet the man with 19 Michelin stars, the incomparable chef Alain Ducasse. Learn what inspires Shannon Bennett and the exquisite delights of a raspberry and rose petal soufflé. They say that the mark of a civilization can be gauged by its culinary sophistication. And there's no doubt that France is considered highly sophisticated when it comes to food. Over hundreds of years, French cuisine has been nurtured and refined by a number of gifted chefs who've created works of pure genius. In this series, you'll learn more about the level of dedication needed to get every aspect of food absolutely perfect. You'll meet the best bakers and producers of cheese and charcuterie, respected providores who view their role as a profession rather than a job, restaurateurs and chefs who excel in their art. Guiding this journey is Parisian-born Guillaume Brahimi, a master in the kitchen, who was inspired at an early age to work with food and who spent time in a number of French Michelin-starred restaurants, including that of the exacting culinary legend Joel Robuchon.
Ordering 7 people, please. A crab, a prawn, a scallops, half a dozen.
Guillaume came to Australia as a result of his beloved sport rugby and stayed on to open an acclaimed restaurant under the sails of the Opera House in Sydney, the world-renowned Guillaume at Bennelong.
I'm a happy eater. I love eating. You know, like my biggest problem was when my mom was asking me to go get the bread is to make sure I bring some. French food is everything for a Frenchman. Ask somebody in the street, what do you think when you think about France? You know, food.
Our safari into French food starts at the world's largest wholesale food markets on the outskirts of Paris. Every night, the huge Rungis market pumps with activity. It's the size of a suburb with its own banks and post office, cafes and restaurants built around a series of monster halls, each filled with a different type of food. The scale alone is staggering. The turnover, that of a small country, €7 billion a year, all for the best food the world has to offer. There's fruit from all over Africa, oranges from Israel, seafood from Scandinavia, wild game from Scotland, and meat from across Europe.
So, Maeve, this is all this beef from all around Europe. But we in the sector here, they're all French cows.
Actually, you have like a postcard of where they're from?
Well, actually, it's more than a postcard. This is a passport. So each beef got their passport.
Really?
When I say that tell you what sort of cows it is, when date of birth.
Wow.
Okay?
It's enormous.
The date he was killed, the signature of the grower. But hey, I'd be pretty happy with a steak of that. Alive, not fresh. Alive. I love a Sydney fish market who's quite amazing, but hey, look at that. Look at that. How big that goes.
Enormous.
Most of these fish will be caught the last 24 hours and be sold by the way, it is 3:30 in the morning. It
I
is
know that.
3:40 in the morning. I think we need to mention that.
But what you
But
see
by-
here today is on the plate at lunchtime.
At lunchtime. Yeah. And the exciting part of it is by 6 a.m. there's nothing left.
Wow.
So snapper.
But they have a
snapper.
darker look.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
this guy's got little dark eyebrows.
The radar, but they are coming from Spain. But
Look at this salmon.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's lovely. And you came here as a young chef. This was part of what you did.
That's right. When I was 14, I come here with one eye open. And, you know, the smell here, it smells like you've just been fishing. And we don't have this sort of John Dory. Look at that. This John Dory is being caught by line. Look at that. Look at this fish. It's just... This is something we dream of in Sydney. Look
They're
at that.
amazing.
They're still alive. Look, that's...
It's fresh smelling of the sea.
This is unbelievable.
How would you cook those?
Oh, firstly, the first one, I would just slice them raw with a touch of hazelnut oil and an endive salad.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
And where are they from, Pascal?
Elles viennent d'où, ces coquilles Saint-Jacques?
Normandie, celle-ci.
Normandy.
Normandie.
Okay.
Maeva, you must see that.
That is so ugly.
But so beautiful.
Tell me what these things are.
Bulot.
Like
And
sea snails.
Sea snail, and they're fantastic steam. In Australia, I fight with my seafood supplier to find some rouget, babounia. But look at them.
They're
Look how
lovely.
perfect.
So how do you tell if it's fresh? Can
Comment
we
vous
see?
savez que c'est frais?
Ici, là, dans la...
Oh, regarde.
chose, ça
Ouais.
se voit
Ah,
bien
yeah,
que
yeah.
c'est rouge.
Et ça sent bon.
Rouge.
Ça sent bon.
Et ça sent bon. That smells good.
Yeah.
This is the red label of oysters, Maeva, and it doesn't get any better.
Wow.
Look at that.
Okay.
Merci, Mathieu.
Off you go. Breakfast of champions.
Oh, c'est bon.
Wow.
Look at that.
The sea urchin, man. And where have these come from?
Ça vient d'où, ça, monsieur? Iceland. Iceland.
Iceland. No. Oh my gosh. Look at that. So you eat them raw.
Raw, just like that.
Merci. Sea urchin at 4 a.m., Guillaume.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah. Okay.
Santé.
Cheers.
Unbelievable.
It's custardy. That is beautiful. France loves its seafood and enjoys it in all its forms, from the wonderful briny taste of the raw product to the freshest salads. Smoked and carefully sliced to lightly pan-fried with a perfect sauce. And then there's the quintessential French celebration of seafood, which uses at least 3 different types of fish as well as shellfish, all cooked with garlic, fennel, saffron and orange peel, the classic Provençal Bouillabaisse.
As a Frenchman, when you think about Bouillabaisse, you think about one city, and that's Marseille. And it's a soup of rockfish.
Okay.
Look how beautiful are these fish. So, red mullet or rouget?
So you're not chopping bite-sized pieces, you're just
Yeah, you
chopping.
just want to chop it. You want the meat. My rock cod. How are we going, Maeve?
I don't think I've seen you being quite so violent with your prep ever, Guillaume.
Well,
You feeling okay now?
I'm good.
It's all out?
Good stress relief. My leather jacket. There we go. Done. Okay? That's it for the violence.
The violence. Guillaume fries the chopped fish in olive oil, then adds what he calls a garnish, a thick strip of orange peel, the freshest chopped fennel, chopped tomatoes, a couple of crushed garlic cloves, thyme sprigs and chopped celery. 3 large spoons of tomato paste give colour and flavour to the soup, And for the classic Provençal touch, a scattering of fennel seeds, a generous amount of saffron, and a good splash of Pernod. Guillaume then ladles in homemade fish stock. And why are you doing it gradually?
Well, because I enjoy doing it. Look at that dog.
So what's the ideal amount? You've covered the fish.
Cover the fish.
After 20 minutes, Guillaume blends the chunky mix, bones and all, to extract maximum flavour.
You hear the roll?
Oh my heaven! It smells so amazing. Wow. It's labour intensive, Guillaume.
Yeah, but that's labour of love. Let's see what's happening here. Look at that. Nearly there, Maeve. My muscle's been washed. When the soup will be ready is when the muscle are open.
Bouillabaisse is traditionally served with a rouille, a rich saffron, garlic and chilli mayonnaise. Guillaume's version includes boiled mashed Desiree potatoes, which add a lovely thick texture. He adds lots of chopped garlic, a generous scattering of saffron, salt and freshly made mayonnaise, which is mixed together. I love your take on rouille. Using slices of bread toasted in the oven, Guillaume slathers on the rouille. The bouillabaisse is assembled using even more seafood, pearly scallops from Queensland and some already picked crab meat from Western Australia. The mussels and soup added, then chopped parsley and the rouille.
What's important is to wait a little bit because you want those scallops to cook.
Ah, okay.
It's done.
Extraordinary.
Eh? Bon
That is
appétit.
really, it is beautiful. Get a little bit of crab meat too.
Can't wait, sorry.
I think that's one of the best seafood dishes I've had in my life.
Is that the bouillabaisse done in Marseille textbook-wise? I don't think so, but I'm happy with it.
It's beautiful. A French commercial kitchen preparing for service is a bit like an army readying itself for battle. The structure actually modelled on the military by gifted chef Auguste Escoffier in the 19th century.
Only 2 marine, a crab, a scallop, follow a dory and a wagyu, please.
He decided a strict chain of command was imperative. The equivalent of general is the executive chef or chef de cuisine. Next in line, the sous-chef or deputy chef, and then a number of chefs de partie who oversee different workstations in the kitchen and have chefs and apprentices working under their command. A great example of a finely honed kitchen is at the famed Plaza Athénée in Paris, serving the restaurant of acclaimed chef Alain Ducasse. Guillaume, we're in Alain Ducasse's kitchen in the centre of Paris just before showtime.
The pressure's going to be on in about an hour.
Really?
And look impeccable, like they're touching, they're cleaning up everything. They spend the whole day for the 2 hours of service who's going to come.
Alain Ducasse is without peer in the culinary world. He owns 27 restaurants in 8 countries and currently holds 19 Michelin stars, more than any other chef in history.
La haute gastronomie française, ça permet de mettre en avant l'excellence des produits français et le savoir-faire français. Et l'excellence du savoir-faire français, c'est quand même la haute gastronomie. Mais l'histoire, il ne faut pas l'oublier, ça permet d'avoir de bonnes racines pour grandir mieux.
Et d'être fier de nos racines.
Et de grandir mieux. Il ne faut pas oublier les racines. Pour mieux grandir, il faut continuer à faire une proposition actuelle de nourriture, sans oublier d'où on vient.
Quelle est la relation entre le français et la haute gastronomie. Parce que
D'abord, le Français, à table, il parle de ce qu'il a mangé la semaine dernière, de ce qu'il est en train de manger et de ce qu'il va manger la semaine prochaine. Et après, il parle de politique et de femmes.
But that's
Only
the
boys.
essence of life, isn't
that's essence, c'est
Et on boit.
l'essence de la vie. Hein.
Ouais.
Et-
Et we drink, hein, also. We drink,
And we drink good wine.
beautiful wine.
Ah.
That's very important. Ça, ce qui est important, la manière de manger les Français, c'est qu'en face de la nourriture, ils boivent. On boit du vin et on boit bon. Et un peu beaucoup aussi, mais...
And does all that activity inspire him, or
yeah.
Ouais.
Everything is an inspiration, c'est clair. Il faut lui dire qu'un chef, c'est très égoïste. Ça travaille pour lui d'abord, pour son plaisir. Et après pour son ego. Et après pour les clients.
despite having a team trained to the highest level and being able to create incredibly elaborate food, what's important now to Alain Ducasse is a determination to return to simple flavours. Plaza Athénée's chef Christophe Santan, who oversees Ducasse's restaurants in France, the UK and Japan, says the pairing of autumn vegetables with fruit is a perfect example of his master's philosophy.
Dans la cuisine d'Alain Ducasse, les légumes sont vraiment très importants. C'est beaucoup plus qu'une garniture. C'est un produit qui a un goût et qui a une valeur à lui tout seul. Voilà, c'est pas forcément un accompagnement.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a?
Alors en fait, ce qu'on a fait, c'est qu'ici c'est du céleri et de la pomme qui cuit avec du vinaigre de cidre. C'est un petit condiment.
And what's happened with this?
Ici, on a du céleri branche, de la carotte, de la châtaigne et du navet.
Oh, beautiful.
Ce sont des légumes qui sont cuits dans leur propre jus. Ici, on a les fruits. On a la poire et le coin.
So you have
le spécialiste.
vegetables and fruit
That's
together.
right, of the season.
Pourquoi ce choix? C'est pour en fait avoir un équilibre entre les goûts. Ensuite, devant le client, on vient ajouter le jus de cuisson dont on parlait tout à l'heure. Le serveur vient râper la pomme, un peu comme si c'était une truffe.
It's sweet and tart and vegetable, and that is a very clever dish.
Yeah.
And it's melting as well.
C'est bon, hein?
Halfway across the world, Australia's French-trained Shannon Bennett is also inspired by bringing out the best of the sweet, natural taste of vegetables. Shannon Bennett is the youngest chef in Melbourne's fine dining scene. At 34, he's the owner and creative genius behind the acclaimed three-hat Vue du Monde, as well as 4 cafes, and is the author of 4 books. Shannon, what is it about French food that's captivated you for so many years?
I think it's just the challenge of reproducing so many great classics that technically are so difficult to reproduce, and the history that's associated. I just love reading about old chefs, and there's something about, the challenge. We've got to focus on here is the fact that we've got a lot of fresh vegetables and the method of what we're doing with the chicken, and we're actually steaming the chicken. Now, the French would normally poach something. And so when we steam, I think we just get a lot more delicate flavours that come through and a lot more beautiful eating experience. So we're going to now steam that for around 50 minutes.
So you've got a finely diced onion.
I've got about, 1 large tablespoon there. I've got my chopped capers here. I've got some chopped parsley. I really love tarragon, so I want to use all that I've got here.
It's a beautiful flavour, isn't it? It's really
Yeah.
French.
I'm going to add a bit of salt.
Shannon then squeezes cooked egg whites through a potato ricer.
It adds, I suppose, what you would call a nice little restaurant touch to the dish.
The finest shards of lemon zest, some pepper, a couple of sprigs of oregano finely sliced. Sort of almost a salsa, isn't it?
It is. It's actually great with cold meats.
Oh, beautiful.
And traditionally, served with cold ham.
Ah, and a generous amount of olive oil.
A really good quality extra virgin olive oil. Southern France. We can get a little bit of juice out of this.
A good squeeze of lemon, and he mixes it all together.
Next step, what we're going to do concentrate on the vegetables.
So most people think of cooking beetroot, but it works really well raw and fine.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think Alain Ducasse and chefs like this are the people that introduced this style of cookery nearly 15 years ago. So I've got a golden beetroot here now. And you can really smell that earthiness from these beetroot. OK, Maeve, we're all ready now to take the chicken out. It's 50 minutes goes pretty quickly.
It sure does.
We rest this now for about 10 minutes.
In the juices?
In the juices, carrots, and I've got...
Shannon uses 3 varieties of baby carrots and steams them for 3 minutes before adding a little butter and salt.
And, you know, they look inviting enough just to eat them like
They sure do.
Yeah.
The potato to accompany the chicken is the Jersey Royal variety, which has been cooked to tender and sliced, sprinkled with salt and fried in rendered chicken fat to golden perfection. Gosh, those look like very high-grade chips, Shannon.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? That's a good way of looking at it, actually, mate. I didn't think of that. High-grade chips.
In the same pan, Shannon toasts coarse breadcrumbs with some butter to add texture and crunch.
Now, this is part of the traditional grenobloise with breadcrumbs. And then we've got our egg yolks. We're going to put them through the ricer. Then we're going to add our different varieties of raw beetroot
They
in
look
bread.
like petals, don't they? They're beautiful.
Yeah, and voila, here we have chicken grenobloise, the very, very modern French way.
Looks sensational. I love the crunch of the crumbs too.
Very subtle, but you taste freshness in your mouth.
The tarragons are lovely.
Yeah.
It's herb and the texture of the chicken's amazing.
Ah, thank you.
Delicious. The French world of sweets is intricate and highly refined, with often just a handful of ingredients used to create masterpieces that almost seem too beautiful to eat. The key, like much of French cuisine, is not about abundance but excellence. Skilled craftspeople working to make some of the world's best sweets that look and taste simply heavenly. Soufflés are a perfect example of the French mastery of sweets, something chef Vincent Guérin has honed and perfected. Vincent came to Australia to work with Guillaume Brahimi at the Opera House and is now executive chef at Pâtisse, a pastry shop and cafe that showcases French-inspired sweets.
Like I teach my students during cooking classes, they get very surprised. You know, they say, oh, there's no way I'll be able to do a soufflé. I said, yes, if you follow step by step, you will.
Copper is perfect for cooking soufflés and needs to be well buttered. Vincent then adds crushed freeze-dried raspberries to coat the base and sides.
How good your soufflé gonna look.
That's beautiful.
Then I'm going simply doing a little sugar syrup. I've got 30 grams of caster sugar and 10 grams of water. Okay? So basically, you do a very light syrup.
He adds raspberry puree, then corn flour mixed with lemon juice and stirs until it thickens.
So this is your base for the soufflé, right?
Vincent then whisks 4 egg whites.
See this? Where you can do a ribbon. This is a good stage
So
to
that's
actually
before soft pick.
Exactly. Then
Okay, caster sugar.
1 tablespoon of caster sugar. Then keep on mixing. And how do you know if your meringue's done? It's very simple.
Aye,
Nice and easy.
that's good.
Then, a little bit of egg white. Mix it thoroughly.
And so you're not trying to be very gentle and fold it in?
Not at this stage. This mixture, go back to the first mixture you just did. So you fold it nicely. You have to be very, very gentle. Okay? Your mixture is done. Can you see? Nice and shiny.
Yep.
Then straight into the mold. Just to the top, and then we're gonna flatten that with a spatula knife. Give a little tap, okay, to make sure all your mixture goes straight to the bottom. And all you have to do is flatten that. See, so far it's pretty easy, isn't it? Bain-marie.
So this is cold water.
This is cold water. So a preheat oven, obviously, 200 degrees. It will take approximately 10 to 12 minutes to bake.
You're looking very proud about this.
Well, soufflé, you know, it's like crème brûlée, crème caramel, you know, chocolate eclairs.
But you would have made thousands of these, but you still get a thrill.
I still get the kick out of it. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's good.
Okay. So what I do, I put a little bit of icing sugar on it, little raspberry right on top, a rose petal. You wait for the, oh my God, wow, yes. And then after this, put your tablespoon right in the middle, okay?
Oh, isn't it perfect?
Then you pour gently your coulis to it. So the coulis go actually inside your soufflé. Now, the best part, Maeve,
Are you going to hand me that spoon?
you're gonna have to tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Wow.
dig into it and
Look
please
how
let me
light
know.
it is.
Now I feel the pressure. Oh my God.
Oh, it is so light.
Is it?
It's so beautifully raspberry, but it's like angels made it. I love it.
See, it's a simple dessert.
It is.
Happiness. That's
It
what
melts
makes
on
me
your
dessert.
tongue. It's beautiful.
In our next French safari, beautiful boulangeries and perfect bread, charcuterie in all its delicious forms, and the exquisite masterpiece, croquembouche.